I did rewatch A Late Night with the Devil. Really love this movie. Saw it for the first time in April when it came out, and I was super excited to see it because of the cool trailer and like the concept of a demonic possession happening on late night TV in the 70s. I thought that was a really cool idea. The movie stars David Dastmalchian. You probably recognize him being a bunch of things. Always like a little side character, looks like a henchman. I really liked him as Polka Dot Man in the Suicide Squad. That he was really entertaining. He also was in Dune and Blade Runner 2049. He's also the crazy guy in the ambulance in The Dark Knight. I always remember from that. He's getting interrogated by Harvey Dent. I think that was actually his breakout role. And he, great and everything. He's really good in this. He's really charismatic. Happy he had a time to shine because I think he's a really good actor. And he plays Jack Delroy. He's a late night talk show host of Night Owls, his TV show. And he's in a reading for with Carson, and he's having to keep doing these crazier and crazier stunts because his show's like on the downturn. So his latest stunt is to do a demonic possession on air, and that's what the movie's about. I thought he was really good in the role. He interacts with the characters real well, and I like his on-air talk show persona. Gus, the sidekick, the whole time I was thinking he should play by Harry Zabrowski. Felt like he was born to play that role. And then you also have a psychic Chris who's kind of a fraud, and then a skeptic exposition guy trying to expose people. And then you get Dr. June and Lily, the girl that gets possessed in the movie. And I thought she was really creepy. Just the way she talked and moved and interacted with the other people just really was unnerving. And that was before she was possessed by a demon. But the movie is kind of presented in a talk show format, so you get a monologue and performances and interviews, and in between those scenes, you get behind the scenes footage in black and white that adds more context to the story. I think without it, it would just been kind of smaller. It kind of just felt like an episode of a TV show, but with the extra scenes adds more context and kind of get exposed to Jack because on air he's like this funny guy, and he just gets concerned, but backstage you see his true colors, his obsessive ratings, and doesn't care if he's alienating his crew and just acting rational. He just wants bigger and bigger ratings, and ultimately kind of pressures Dr. June into summoning a demon into Lily on air, and that's kind of like the big moment of the movie. And I thought the possession scene was really well done. It was really creepy, like the lighting and like the way Lily moved and talked when she was possessed by Mr. Wriggles or demon. Thought that was pretty cool. If I was in the audience, I would have split at that point. It seemed pretty obvious something bad's gonna happen. But after that, you get a hypnosis scene with Gus and the skeptic guy, and Gus is afraid of worms, so he kind of makes worms appear to his neck, and then he rips open his guts, and worms fall out. That was a cool effect. And then the creepiest thing was just a giant worm comes out of his head, and I just hate the idea of enlarged bugs. It grosses me out. And we get to see another giant worm, and then later on the movie looks horrible too, but that does all a cool effect, and that's the point of the movie where all hell sort of breaks loose, and they play back the footage of the hypnosis, and it's not real, but then we see the demonic footage, and it's real. So Lily goes on a rampage, starts murdering everybody. She has a cool like static uh, electricity power, and I think it's a real cool effect on screen. I like when her head rips open and there's like red static fire coming out. That would look awesome. She just blows a guy away with like static fire, and then um, Gus gets his neck snapped around his head and he falls through a table. It looks stupid. The CGI looked bad. That's a low point in the movie. But Jack gets like caught up in like a vision quest or something. I don't know. But he's seeing past events in a weird perspective. Looks like kind of creepy. And then you see another giant worm. I was like, ugh. But he gets reunited with his wife that died of cancer, and she basically asks him to put her out of misery, and he stabs her, and it cuts to him stabbing Lily. So he gets to get blamed for the rampage. But that was really cool. I like the backstory of him being a cult, Lily being in a demonic satanic cult, and the two kind of stories interact in the end, and thought it was really cool how it came together. I guess the low point would be the fact that they use AI to make some of the transition screens, and that was kind of lame. They put a lot of effort into the aesthetic of the 70s and everything, so it seemed kind of lazy for them just to do that. They probably could have just had artists do that, but other than that, I thought the movie was great. I like the actors, I like the horror, I like the demon scenes. Thought that was all really cool. So it's on Hulu streaming now if you want to check it out. Highly recommend it. Thank you.